My beloved child, there are moments when a person accidentally reveals the truth hidden deep inside their heart, and what happened recently was one of those moments. While you have been questioning whether your soulmate truly carries feelings for you, wondering if your connection still matters to them during the silence, your name unexpectedly entered a conversation that changed everything. The moment they heard someone mention you, their entire energy shifted. The people around them noticed it immediately. Their expression changed. Their voice softened. Even the atmosphere in the room became heavy with emotion. No one expected your soulmate to react so deeply at the sound of your name, yet they could not control the emotions rising inside them anymore. At first, they tried hiding it. They tried acting normal, pretending your presence no longer affected them the way it once did. But emotions this deep cannot stay buried forever. The people around them had already noticed changes over the past few weeks. They noticed how distracted your soulmate became whenever your memory appeared unexpectedly. They noticed how quiet they grew whenever conversations about relationships started. They noticed how someone who once avoided emotional vulnerability suddenly became thoughtful, distant, and emotionally overwhelmed at random moments. Those changes did not happen without reason, my child. They happened because your connection has already reached deeper into their soul than they were prepared for. The conversation about you started casually at first. Someone simply asked a small question, not realizing how powerful the reaction would become. But the moment your soulmate began speaking about you, everything changed. Their tone carried emotion they could no longer hide. They spoke about your heart before anything else. They spoke about the comfort they feel whenever your energy enters their life. They described the peace your presence brings to their restless mind. My beloved child, they spoke about you with a sincerity so strong that everyone listening became completely silent. No one expected them to reveal feelings this deep. No one expected someone usually so emotionally guarded to suddenly expose their heart so openly. As they continued speaking, the room slowly realized something important. You are not just another person in their life. You are someone who has transformed them emotionally in ways they cannot explain logically. They admitted that your energy lingers inside their mind long after conversations end. They confessed that even your silence affects them deeply. They revealed that no matter how hard they tried distracting themselves, their thoughts somehow return to you again and again. Hearing those words shocked everyone around them because they had never seen your soulmate this emotionally vulnerable before. The walls they spent years building around their heart began cracking open in front of everyone. My beloved child, what makes this moment so powerful is that your soulmate never intended to reveal these emotions publicly. They believed they could continue hiding their feelings quietly, protecting themselves from vulnerability and emotional risk. But love changes people in ways they cannot fully control. The connection between you has already altered their inner world completely. Even now, they replay memories of you in quiet moments when nobody else is around. Even now, your name carries emotional weight inside their chest. And the people around them finally see it clearly. They see the way your soulmate's eyes change when speaking about you. They see how carefully they protect conversations involving your name. They see the emotional intensity behind every word they say about you. There are some connections in life that feel ordinary, temporary, easy to replace. But this is not one of them. What your soulmate feels for you reaches beyond surface attraction. It touches parts of their spirit they thought had gone emotionally numb long ago. Before meeting you, they convinced themselves they no longer needed deep emotional connection. They believed distance and emotional control would protect them from pain. But your presence awakened something inside them that refuses to stay asleep anymore. That is why your soulmate has seemed emotionally conflicted lately. Part of them wants to surrender fully to these feelings, while another part still fears how deeply this connection affects them. And now, after speaking about you openly, there is no returning to emotional denial. The people around them have already witnessed too much truth. They now understand why your soulmate has been changing recently. They understand why your name affects them differently than anyone else's. They understand why your absence creates emotional heaviness inside them. That realization left everyone shocked, because they finally recognized the seriousness of this bond. My beloved child, while you have been doubting your importance in their life, your soulmate has been carrying your emotions far stronger than they allow you to see. Even during silence, they feel connected to you emotionally. Even during separation, your memory remains alive inside their heart. And the conversation that recently happened forced them to confront, they can no longer escape. You have become one of the most emotionally significant people in their life. Soon, my child, the emotions they accidentally revealed will continue growing stronger until hiding them becomes impossible altogether. If this video is truly meant just for you, then pause for a moment and look within yourself. Are you walking a path of truth, patience, and faith? Do you try to stay honest in your actions and believe in the higher power that guides you every day? If your answer is yes, then this message is for you. You were chosen because you are able to listen, understand, and create change. Don't overthink it. Just feel that inner voice guiding you in the right direction. Now there's a small step you can take. If this message touched you, you can offer a little support so this inspiration can reach more people. It doesn't have to be much. You can start with just $3 or choose $5 or $10. The link is in the description. Your small contribution can bring light into someone else's life, and it can inspire you as well. Join in and be part of this journey. My beloved child, after that conversation ended, your soulmate could still feel the emotion of everything they revealed about you. Even though the room eventually returned to normal, something inside them had already changed forever. For the first time in a very long while, they allowed other people to see how deeply your connection truly affects them. And once those emotions escaped into the open, they could no longer pretend the feelings inside their heart were small or temporary. The people around them were shocked not only because of the words they spoke, but because of the sincerity behind every sentence. They saw genuine emotion in someone who usually hides their heart from the world. They saw vulnerability where they expected emotional distance. And that truth stayed with everyone long after the conversation ended. Your soulmate has spent a long time trying to appear emotionally strong. They became skilled at hiding their feelings behind silence, distraction, and emotional control. Most people believed they were unaffected by love, unaffected by attachment, unaffected by emotional longing. But your presence quietly destroyed that illusion. The moment you entered their life, something inside them began awakening again. Feelings they thought were buried forever slowly returned to the surface. At first, they tried ignoring it. They convinced themselves the emotional pull toward you would eventually disappear. But instead, every interaction only deepened the connection further. Every memory of you became impossible to forget. Every moment shared with you stayed alive inside their heart longer than they expected. My beloved child, there have been nights where your soulmate sat alone replaying conversations with you repeatedly inside their mind. Small details you may have forgotten still live inside them clearly. The way you spoke, the comfort in your energy, the emotional calmness they feel whenever your presence reaches them unexpectedly. These memories affect them more deeply than they admit openly. And what scares them most is realizing that no matter how hard they try moving forward emotionally, part of their soul continues returning to you. That is why they reacted so strongly when your name entered the conversation recently. Your energy already lives inside them permanently. The people around your soulmate began noticing these emotional shifts weeks ago. They noticed how quiet they became whenever your name appeared unexpectedly. They noticed how defensive they grew whenever someone misunderstood your intentions. They noticed the softness in their voice whenever they described you. At first, nobody fully understood what was happening internally. But after hearing your soulmate speak openly about you, everything suddenly became clear. They realized your connection is not casual. It is not temporary fascination. It is something much deeper, something powerful enough to completely reshape the emotional world of someone who once believed they would never feel this way again. My beloved child, your soulmate also revealed something during that conversation they never intended to expose aloud. They admitted that your presence inspires emotional peace inside them. That truth shocked everyone listening because people are used to seeing them emotionally guarded, emotionally restless, emotionally disconnected from vulnerability. But you changed that without even trying. Around you, they feel calmer. Around you, they feel emotionally understood in ways they struggle explaining logically. And because those feelings are so unfamiliar, they have spent months trying to suppress them quietly. Yet the harder they try denying the connection, the stronger their emotions become. There are moments where your soulmate becomes overwhelmed by the intensity of what they feel for you. Sometimes they pull away emotionally because your connection forces them to confront fears they spent years avoiding. Fears of vulnerability. Fears of emotional loss. Fears of allowing another person to matter too deeply. Before meeting you, they believed emotional distance was safer than attachment. But now, your absence affects them more than they expected possible. Silence between you creates heaviness inside their chest. Thoughts of you interrupt ordinary moments unexpectedly. And no matter how much they attempt distracting themselves, your memory continues finding its way back into their heart. My beloved child, one of the most important truths you must understand is this. People do not speak about someone with such emotional intensity unless the connection has already changed them deeply. Your soulmate did not simply compliment you during that conversation. They revealed pieces of their heart accidentally. They revealed longing. They revealed emotional attachment. They revealed how much your energy truly means to them. And the people listening could feel it immediately. That is why everyone became shocked. They were witnessing a side of your soulmate they had never seen before. Even now, your soulmate is thinking about the conversation repeatedly. Part of them feels relieved because they finally stopped hiding the truth completely. Another part feels emotionally exposed because they know people can now see how much you matter to them. But despite those fears, something powerful happened the moment they spoke openly about you. Their emotions became more real, more undeniable, more impossible to suppress. And this emotional shift is only the beginning. My beloved child, your soulmate may still struggle expressing everything directly to you right now. But internally their feelings are growing stronger every single day. They are beginning to realize that running from this connection no longer brings peace. Hiding emotions no longer protects them. Pretending you mean less than you truly do only creates more emotional exhaustion inside them. And soon, the truth they accidentally revealed to others will become too powerful for them to keep hidden from you any longer. My beloved child, even though your soulmate finally allowed pieces of the truth to escape during that conversation, there are still emotions inside them they continue struggling to face completely. The connection between you has grown so deep that it no longer feels simple to them. It touches every guarded part of their heart, every hidden fear they spent years trying to avoid. That is why there are moments where they move closer emotionally, then suddenly pull away again. It is not because the feelings disappeared. It is because the intensity of this bond overwhelms them more than they know how to handle. Love this real forces people to confront themselves honestly, and your soulmate is still learning how to do that without fear taking control. There have been nights where they sat alone trying to convince themselves they should let go of these emotions entirely. They told themselves it would be easier to remain emotionally distant than to risk becoming vulnerable. But every time they try creating emotional separation, your memory returns stronger than before. A small reminder of you can completely shift their mood. Hearing your name unexpectedly makes their heart race again. Even simple memories carry emotional weight they cannot escape. And because they are not used to feeling this emotionally exposed, they sometimes retreat into silence to protect themselves from the intensity of what they feel. My beloved child, there are also outside influences creating emotional pressure around this connection. Some people surrounding your soulmate do not fully understand why your presence affects them so deeply. They notice the changes in them, but they cannot fully explain them. They see someone who once appeared emotionally independent suddenly becoming thoughtful, vulnerable, and emotionally attached to another soul. And while some people genuinely support this transformation, others quietly resist it. Not because you have done anything wrong, but because real emotional connections make certain people uncomfortable. Authentic love exposes shallow relationships, emotional masks, and hidden insecurities. Your connection has already begun doing that in ways nobody expected. This is why your soulmate sometimes feels torn internally. Part of them wants to stop hiding and move closer to you honestly. Another part fears judgment, rejection, and emotional risk. They worry about opening their heart completely only to lose what they feel so deeply. Those fears have followed them for years, long before you entered their life. But your connection awakened emotions powerful enough to challenge every emotional wall they built around themselves. And although they still try appearing calm externally, internally they are fighting emotional battles every single day. My beloved child, silence has become painful for them too. Even if they do not always express it openly, your absence affects them deeply. There are moments where they stare at old memories, replay old conversations, or sit quietly thinking about what could happen if they stopped resisting their feelings completely. They wonder whether you still feel connected to them. They wonder if you still think about them during quiet moments the same way they think about you. Sometimes pride keeps them silent. Sometimes fear convinces them they should wait longer before expressing what truly lives inside their heart. But beneath all those fears, one truth continues growing stronger: they cannot emotionally disconnect from you no matter how hard they try. The people around your soulmate sense this conflict now. After hearing them speak about you, they began noticing how emotionally affected they become whenever your name appears again. Some are shocked by the depth of their feelings. Others quietly understand that your connection has already changed them permanently. They see how your soulmate protects conversations involving you. They see how emotionally distracted they become after hearing anything related to your life. Even when they attempt acting unaffected, their energy reveals the truth before words ever do. My beloved child, what your soulmate fears most is not loving you. What they fear most is losing control over emotions they once believed they could manage easily. Before you, emotional distance felt safe. Before you, they could hide behind independence and convince themselves they did not truly need deep connection. But your presence broke through those illusions. Around you, they feel seen emotionally. Around you, they feel vulnerable in ways they never expected. And while part of them longs for that closeness deeply, another part still struggles trusting that something this meaningful can truly exist without pain. This is why patience matters during this season. Your soulmate is slowly learning that real love cannot survive through emotional hiding forever. They are learning that silence creates more suffering than honesty. They are learning that suppressing feelings only makes them stronger. Every attempt to forget you emotionally has failed because your connection exists beyond temporary emotion now. It lives inside their spirit. It follows them into quiet moments. It changes the way they see relationships, the way they see themselves, and the way they imagine their future. And my beloved child, even though separation still exists between you right now, something important is happening beneath the surface. Your soulmate is beginning to understand that the peace they search for cannot be found through avoidance anymore. The more they run from these emotions, the more emotionally exhausted they become. Your connection keeps calling them back toward truth, back toward vulnerability, back toward the possibility of genuine love, and slowly, the fear that once controlled them completely is beginning to lose its power. Very soon, my child, the emotional walls surrounding your soulmate will weaken further. The feelings they revealed accidentally in that shocking conversation will continue growing louder inside them until silence no longer feels possible. Because once a soul experiences connection this deep, pretending it means nothing becomes impossible forever. My beloved child, the emotional storm surrounding this connection will not remain this way forever. I know there were moments when the silence hurt you deeply. Moments when you questioned whether your soulmate would ever fully acknowledge what lives inside their heart. There were nights where confusion exhausted your spirit because their actions did not always match the intensity of the connection you felt inside yourself. But what you could not see during those painful moments was the quiet transformation happening within them. Every period of distance forced them to confront emotions they could no longer escape. Every silent moment revealed how deeply your absence affects their heart. And now, slowly, the truth is becoming impossible for them to ignore any longer. Your soulmate has started realizing that no distraction truly removes your presence from their mind. They tried focusing on other things. They tried convincing themselves they could suppress these feelings and continue living emotionally guarded the way they once did before you entered their life. But the connection continued returning stronger each time. Your memory appears during ordinary moments unexpectedly. Songs remind them of you. Quiet nights pull them back toward thoughts of you. Even conversations with other people somehow lead their mind back to your energy. This emotional pull has become too powerful for them to deny now. My beloved child, one of the deepest truths your soulmate is beginning to understand is that your connection brought emotional healing into parts of their spirit they thought were permanently closed. Before you, they learned how to survive emotionally by staying detached. Vulnerability felt dangerous to them, because life taught them that attachment often leads to disappointment. So they built emotional walls slowly over time. They convinced themselves independence was safer than closeness. But your presence changed that without force. Around you, they feel emotionally understood. Around you, they feel peace instead of pressure. And that emotional safety awakened something inside them they had not felt in years. There have been moments recently where your soulmate sat quietly reflecting on the conversation, where they spoke about you so openly. At first, they felt exposed and overwhelmed because they realized people could finally see how deeply they care about you. But now, another feeling is beginning to rise stronger inside them: clarity. They are starting to understand that hiding their emotions has only created more pain, more confusion, more emotional exhaustion. Pretending you matter less than you truly do no longer protects them. It only keeps them trapped in silence while their heart continues calling your name internally. The people around your soulmate notice this shift too. They see the emotional softness appearing more naturally now whenever your name is mentioned. They notice how thoughtful your soulmate becomes after hearing anything connected to you. Some are still shocked by how deeply your connection affects them. Others quietly recognize that this bond has already transformed them emotionally forever. The person who once seemed emotionally unavailable now carries your memory carefully inside their heart everywhere they go. And no matter how hard they tried resisting it before, they can no longer deny that your connection has become one of the most meaningful emotional experiences of their life. My beloved child, healing is also happening inside you during this process. The silence forced you to confront fears that lived quietly inside your own heart. Fears of not being enough. Fears of losing someone you feel deeply connected to. But through this emotional journey, your spirit has become stronger and wiser. You are learning that real love should not require constant chasing or emotional suffering. You are learning the importance of protecting your peace, while still keeping your heart open to genuine connection. And this growth matters deeply because healthy love can only exist when both souls are emotionally prepared to receive it honestly. Everything happening now is preparing both of you for emotional truth. The confusion that once clouded this connection is beginning to clear slowly. Your soulmate is becoming more emotionally aware of what they truly want. They are realizing that temporary distractions cannot replace the emotional depth they feel with you. They are understanding that silence has not weakened their feelings. In fact, distance only revealed how impossible it is for them to emotionally disconnect from you completely. Every attempt to move away emotionally only brought them back toward the same realization: their heart still belongs to this connection. My beloved child, timing has been important throughout this entire journey. Some lessons could only be learned through separation. Some fears could only be healed through silence and reflection. If your soulmate had rushed toward you before confronting their emotional wounds properly, fear might have destroyed what love was trying to build. But now, transformation is happening slowly and genuinely inside them. The emotional walls that once controlled their actions are weakening. The fear of vulnerability no longer feels stronger than the desire to love honestly. And little by little, they are becoming ready to stop hiding what they feel. Soon, my child, your soulmate will no longer have the strength to remain emotionally silent. The truth they accidentally revealed during that shocking conversation continues growing louder inside them every day. They miss you more than they admit openly. They think about you more than anyone realizes. And deep inside, they already know that no matter how much time passes, your connection has permanently changed their life. So release your fear now. Release the belief that you were forgotten during the silence. You were never forgotten. Your name still carries emotional power inside their heart. Your energy still follows them into quiet moments. And while you worried about whether your connection mattered, your soulmate was slowly awakening to the realization that losing you emotionally would leave an emptiness nothing else could truly fill. The room became shocked the day your soulmate spoke openly about you, because everyone listening finally saw the truth clearly. They witnessed real emotion, real vulnerability, real love trying to rise beyond fear. And now, my beloved child, that truth is becoming too strong for your soulmate to hide any longer. If this video is truly meant just for you, then pause for a moment and look within yourself. Are you walking a path of truth, patience, and faith? Do you try to stay honest in your actions and believe in the higher power that guides you every day? If your answer is yes, then this message is for you. You were chosen because you are able to listen, understand, and create change. Don't overthink it. Just feel that inner voice guiding you in the right direction. Now, there's a small step you can take. If this message touched you, you can offer a little support so this inspiration can reach more people. It doesn't have to be much. You can start with just $3 or choose $5 or $10. The link is in the description. Your small contribution can bring light into someone else's life, and it can inspire you as well. Join in and be part of this journey.